are 3 times in my life where I've sat down to write out the story of my life. First was once right out of high school, then 3 years later just before joining the Circle of the Creator, and then now as I prep to write for these videos. The first time was right after I left Arizona to go to college in California, as a way to move on to my new life. The second time was right after I moved back to Arizona and unknowingly to me was getting ready to leave Christianity and come into this way that Yahweh had prepared for me. Now as I'm compiling all this together, I hope to raise questions in you in hopes that you would also cross over. The thing I've gained from all this reflecting and meditation is a sense of new direction, guided by the path I've walked to get here. Never had I seen their road signs and their roadblocks and their impacts on me until I gotten the 2020 hindsight superpowers. It's amazing how the little things get to you. Sure, the big things define you, but those are the destinations. The little things are the journey. The decisions made, and the line upon line actions that built up, that changes you. Because at the end of the journey, you're not the same. Before Yahshua left, he was explaining the necessity of his returning to the Father, and this time in human form. The disciples cried at this, saying they didn't want him to go, and he said that he should go, because if he doesn't, then he can't send the administrator. Because Yahshua as a man could only be in one place. Yet voice glorified, seated at the right hand of the Father, could speak anywhere the breath of Yahweh resided. When the day of Pentecost came, the world received the breath, and now we have access to the Father ourselves. A true defining moment. Yet, look at the road it took to get there, through Simon Peter. He started off a fisherman with no formal education and followed when Yahshua asked. He started off an impulsive man who contradicted major things Yahshua said, such as saying, "Surely you will not die." Yet he recognized that Yahshua was the anointed one of Yahweh. Yahshua said that only Yahweh himself could have revealed this to Peter. Peter denied Yahshua 3 times before his death, yet he boldly stood before the crowds on Pentecost, proclaiming Yahshua resurrected. Peter had already demonstrated a willingness to listen to Yahweh before receiving the breath of HaShem. The baptism in the breath of HaShem on Peter only defined what was already in his heart, a willingness to listen and change. The breath gives us that line of communication with Yahweh that allows Yahshua, voice, to speak to us. Breath is the empowerment of voice, giving us the grace and the power to die to our sin nature and to be made into a new creation, thus giving us salvation from the second death. We are faced with a decision. We are given 2 choices, what we want and what Yahweh wants. Whatever we choose will define our walk with Yahweh and the amount of influence that breath will have on us. Breath was especially given to the body of Yahshua as well as to the individual. The breath builds the body by showing everyone who they are in Yahshua, whether it be an apostle, prophet, teacher, or so on down the list. However, the breath itself is also a gift and a calling, the administrator. The administrator is the gift that empowers the body to distribute the calling, lions, eagles, and the oxen. But also the gifting, the tongues, prophecies, healings, miracles, and so on. The individual who is called to be an administrator has but one agenda, and that is the vision of the apostle. The teachers and the prophets have their own agenda, in a godly way, but they have their needs and duties that they need to fulfill as well. The administrator type says, "I'll get done whatever you say needs to get done." Like Yahshua once says, "I only do what I see the Father doing." By allowing the breath of HaShem to guide us, we'll discover the little things along the way that'll change us, so that by the time we arrive at our destination, the time of our testing and growth, and the soon judgment, those big moments will define our hearts as faithful children of Yahweh. As such, He has given us much responsibility, and a part of those testings and trials will go towards our ability to determine whether or not we can use the supernatural side of Yahweh's power. The way we respond in our daily life toward the things that we think are mundane will ultimately qualify or disqualify us in the service. We have been taught with great power comes great responsibility. However, in Yahweh's kingdom, with great responsibility, we will be given great power.